So you did Viva, right after that you did Jab We Met, and then I think the one that was surprising for all of us was Kamine.
Yeah.
How different are these directors from each other, given that you work with all
Man,
almost together, right?
All chalk
Like, how
and
different is Barjatya from Bhardwaj, from Vishal Bhardwaj?
Dude, like it's completely...
Like, give me an example of something that is so different.
It's schizophrenic.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Vishal sir doesn't like sweet stuff.
Okay.
You know, he's like, ये बड़ा sweet सा boring सा ऐसा smile नहीं चाहिए मुझे कमीना smile चाहिए. And Sooraj will be like, no, just be a nice guy, like you know, be genuine,
soft focus,
be simple, you know, don't think like a big city smart guy, like think simply. You come from a simple family, a lot of, you know, so completely different. Like there is no, I cannot explain it. It's like,
you can't explain it.
It's completely chalk and cheese.
What about Imtiaz?
Imtiaz was a new director. When he came to meet me, he had been roaming around with the script for a few years.
Oh yeah?
And it wasn't getting made. And the first time he came to me, the script, you know, they come with, he came with the script and it had Geet written on it. So I said, Geet ka kya matlab hai? So he said, वो हीरोइन का नाम है. तो I looked at him, I said, अगली बार हीरो के पास जाएगा तो हीरोइन के नाम वाली स्क्रिप्ट लेकर मत जाना, कुछ और लिख देना. So the next time he came to me, it had train written on it. And he was, you know, very dreamy, and you know, he was a very good-looking guy. The first thing that struck me was Imtiaz was really good-looking.
Yeah, he could be an actor himself.
He could 100%.
I mean, yeah, he has done Black Friday, like a Chotu role.
Yeah, but he is very much a filmmaker at heart and a writer. I think originally, you know, he looked at himself as a writer, and then he wanted to, like, you know. So Imtiaz was quiet, very kind of dreamy, in his thoughts a lot, but he had a bound script. And he read out of a bound script. So I was first impressed that somebody has come with a bound script.
Which wasn't common
at
the time?
Common, no. A lot of times they just come and give you a narration for half an hour, 40 minutes and say, if you like it, then we'll develop it or whatever, you know. But when I heard the script, I just, somewhere deep down, I was like, this is the next love story. Like, this is the film that's going to be the next huge love story, because it is new. It is new age. It has a completely fresh perspective. It has great emotional depth, but I can see this happening in India today. I think this is the language people talk today. This is the kind of, you know, this is the world that feels real to me, you know, as opposed to most of the love stories which felt like they were only happening in movies at that time. So I just jumped onto it and I was like, I want to do this film, and I knew that I don't have the strongest part in the film, but I wanted to be a part of it.
It's called Geet, for God's sake.
At that time. Yeah.
And then Train. So
yeah, and then we got to Jab We Met
eventually. How do you arrive at that name? It just happened on its own.
My dad came up with it.
No, really?
Yeah. So I told my dad, you know, we should have a title which is half Hindi, half English, because you know it's a rooted film, but it's very like contemporary. So it should kind of give people that message. And he was like, "What's it about?" Like, there's two people, they meet on a train, this, that, blah, 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 and then they end up hanging together, and then they fall in love, and then he falls in love, and he was like, "You should call it Jab We Met." Then I proposed that name to Imtiaz, and he was unsure, and so was the producers. And then we actually, for that film, we had a contest which we ran in one of, I think in one of the papers.
Right.
And I think there was Bhatinda Express was one potential title. Jab We Met, and there was a third one. I don't remember what the hell that was called. So Jab We Met won that contest, and that's how they decided to go with the name.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously then, in that case, work sort of close to your dad in terms of discussing all the scripts you're working on.
No,
work-wise.
not really.
I mean, this was like a one-off thing or what?
No, it was a dinner conversation.
What are you working on?
Dad, ये चल रहा है, ये नाम नहीं मिल रहा है, आप बताओ, what do you feel? And it just kind of happened. And he said, हाँ, ऐसा कुछ रख दो, while eating Rajma Chawal, it happened. You know, and it happened after that. But dad is very difficult to. I have never been able to get him to read a script of mine.
Really?
Yeah, he just doesn't get down.
But you would like him to?
Of course. But he never gets down to it. हाँ बेटा मैं बताता हूँ, like you know it's difficult for him to read scripts. Like I think a lot of very highly kind of like great actors or like great cinematic minds find it difficult to reach content which is substandard most of the times. It's like अब ये कौन पढ़ेगा type, you know, kind of thing. So I couldn't get him to read much.
You know, I will tell you.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.